Hi everyone, my name is Sarah Cohen from the Styling Advisory and I have Erin here with me.
Hey, I'm Erin Mathis, a virtual style coach and co-founder of the Style Core. Great to be with you today. Say hi to us.
Yes,
You're joining us live. Let us know where you're watching from.
that's right. I'm based in Melbourne in Australia.
And I'm in Northern California in the United States. So here we go. Today we are
Yes, we're all live and cracking on. Erin, Carla, Mathis, and I are hosting a free upcoming live webinar, which is going to talk all about how the image leaders have pivoted their styling businesses in 2021 and the 3 business opportunities that you can seize right now to revive your business. Thanks to the pandemic, along with 5 virtual styling services that you can start selling immediately, and this virtual service workflow. This is like your step-by-step guide from the moment a client books in to the follow-up email to get them rebooking, everything that you need to do. So we're really excited about that. The link to join is in the description. But today we thought, let's tackle one of the questions we get asked the most.
all the time.
Yeah. All the time. And it's a huge one. And there are many, many ways of answering it. It is, how do I get clients booking in despite the pandemic? The world has changed. Shopping behavior has changed. The way people spend money has changed. So what can you do as an image professional to get your clients booking in again? So we thought we'd tackle this one today in a Facebook Live. If you've got any questions, shoot them through, but we'll go into that in a lot more detail in our free webinar.
Yeah, so definitely save your seat at the webinar. But why should you listen to us? Let's introduce ourselves and just a little bit more about us. Sarah, take it from here.
Yes, okay. Well, I have a company called the Styling Advisory, and I offer marketing and business programs and support services for stylists, purely stylists and image consultants. And alongside that, I have a group coaching program where I teach marketing tactics that you can implement every month, and we support each other as you implement those to attract clients, retain them, and build your business. And I also have a podcast, the Styling Advisory Podcast, which is really cool. This is where I get to interview stylists from around the world and understand the strategies that they've been adopting to grow their businesses. So I think it's important to make sure that there's the marketing theory, the foundations that we follow and the strategies, but then what are people doing in practice? What are they doing around the world to build group coaching programs, build their audience, charge more for their services, get clients booking in again, build their brand, so on and so forth.
So Sarah has basically just been talking with and strategizing with and supporting the top stylists all over the world. So she knows the kinds of issues that we face as expert stylists and image consultants. She's been solving them, and in her podcast, she interviews the top stylists in the world. So Sarah has so much wisdom to share. And a little bit about me, I am a style coach and have been in this industry for over a decade, working with my mentor, Carla Mathis, one of the pioneers in our industry, author, trainer, just amazing woman all around. So we have the company, the Style Core, but as well, we've been doing virtual services for many years, especially in the last 3 years, thankfully, before the pandemic hit. So as a virtual style coach, I've been offering virtual services, online style coaching programs. I've really got in there and just tried it out with women and men from all over the world. So I've been practicing, I've been doing. And then Sarah and I fortunately came together last year, and we began to train image experts all around the world with our combined knowledge. It's been so fun. We're a great team bringing these different strengths too. So that's a little bit about us and why we might be able to give you some insight about this question. How do you get your clients or any clients booking in again during a pandemic? Not just during the pandemic, but beyond, right? In our digital age.
Yeah. That's right. In the digital age, for any business, I think the way that I like to approach things is, and Erin and I have discussed this from the marketing perspective and from the practical component of serving clients. How do you actually style, provide color consults, body shape consults, take people personal shopping, style outfits, and service them on an ongoing basis in the virtual world. So I think that there's these two key components, and we're each going to talk about one of them. Connection is the biggest, and it's not the biggest, it is one of the biggest and most important components, regardless of whether there's a pandemic or not. And regardless of what services you are putting together, they might be the most incredible, you might be the most experienced, but you do need to connect and build and foster a community. So I guess step one is being able to build that connection, even if it's two people. It does not matter how big that connection is. So that could be through your social media content. It could be creating a Facebook group. It could be talking to kind of like sort of mini organizations, you know, doing free presentations, but essentially creating connection with your pool of followers, your audience, your email list, and building that trust and familiarity, which is going to set the foundation for our next point. So step one is connection.
Connect. Sarah, what would you say, like your clients, you talk to so many stylists around the world, what are they doing? You gave a few examples, but what are they doing to build community? What are a few of the things just off the top of your head that they are doing to connect and build community?
Well, you know, the first thing that they will do is really understand who their core client is. And that's the most important thing. So, for example, an image professional that is focused on mums returning to work. Okay, if I am a mom, my two kids are under 9, I work full time. So the way I use social media, the free time I have, the needs I have for myself personally and my business are specific. They're very different to someone who is, let's say, in their 60s and they're looking to start spending a lot of time on themselves again. So the stylist will firstly understand where their core client is at and how to reach them. And then one client, she's a celebrity and personal stylist in Australia. She's created a really cool Facebook group, which is more about providing kind of free sort of conversations and trust and challenges and things like that. Lauren Messiah does this really well as well, using Facebook groups, your own Facebook group, to foster this group of people and genuinely provide value. Even if you only post once a week, that's fine, as long as it is relevant and interesting, because as we all know, there's no shortage of content out there that's being shown to us all the time. So I think creating a Facebook group, which is a lot more based around question and answer, seems to be a really fantastic strategy. If you think, you know, like I for myself, I follow a podcast. I'm a member of a podcast group because I'll need to ask questions about microphones and videos and hosting platforms and so forth. Just bought a toy poodle. I'm in a poodle group because I want to talk about training my toy poodle. So I think Facebook groups is a really great one.
Okay, that's a good idea. Okay, so the two big ways that we answer this question, how do I book clients during the pandemic? One is connection. So building that community, building that connection. You can't sell services to people that you're just not connected to. So that's number one.
No.
Number two is vision. And this is something that is so fun. And that is, you've got to give your prospective clients or your existing clients a vision for what's possible, because they don't know what it looks like to work with a personal stylist in a pandemic. I mean,
they've got no idea.
No idea. And they're like, is it just another Zoom meeting? Because like, I don't just need another Zoom meeting. We're all Zoomed out. And sure, Zoom might be part of it, but it's not it. We have to give them a vision of what it looks like. It's not what it used to look like. You're not just going into their closet, a big old giant closet session, or going shopping half the day. It's different, and people are spending money differently. They're maybe a little bit more conservative, or they need to test the waters before they buy the big package. So we have all these really fun creative virtual styling services, and we're going to present to you 5 of them in our free webinar. So come, and we're not going to just show you the service, but we're going to show you the platforms that you can use, the technology, because it's one thing to hear something, but then to go, well, how do I even do that? So what I do, and
Erin, before you go on, when you say presenting a vision, as a marketer, I agree. You can't sell a product unless people understand exactly what it is. And what I would say here is think about Amazon. If you're on a product page of Amazon, you have the product photography, so the images of what the product looks like. You have the reviews, you have the description, you have the shopping details, you have all the information you need. So when you say paint a vision, is that what you mean? Like to make sure you can really make the service clear so the client understands what they would be buying?
That's right. That's right. I have, and I'll explain it a little further. I have this phrase. It's from a movie, but if you build it, they will come. So you need to put a structure.
Build a dream.
Yes.
I love that phrase.
And you know what? I live by that in my business. I really do that. You know what? People can't buy a service that they don't know. Like it's not really described or packaged. So we package it up, we build a frame, we describe every step of the process. If you've never done a virtual services, how do you even describe that, right? So that's why we come in, we can help you, tell you what's involved, the platforms, even how to name it, how to sell it. So we create
and that's so true. And you know, another phrase I like to use in the sort of sales and marketing world is sell the destination, not the plane. And that's something, I think this ties in really nicely. The first step is probably create this vision of what the service is, and ultimately what you achieve, what the objective is. So I see a lot of product or service descriptions on stylist websites from image professionals all over the world. And a lot of the time it will focus a little bit too much on the steps and not enough on what the end result is, so, you know, the outcome. So for them, there's so many ways that image professionals can provide services, not only during a pandemic where you actually can't be in person, but even in just injecting yourself into the modern ways of online shopping. You know, all of us are online shopping, so there's an opportunity for stylists and image professionals to help us on that journey, so we don't have to spend hours trolling through products and stuff. So it's really a matter of making sure that you come up with these creative and innovative services, create that vision, but then you're also building a community that you can share that information with as well. So they're the kind of two pieces of the puzzle that we focus a lot on in the webinar.
That's right. And so like one example, I'll give you an example of one of these. I'll give you a little sneak peek of one of the services that it's pretty straightforward. We're going to share with you at our webinar, and that is creating a shoppable board for your clients. Shoppable board. So if you want to find out what that is exactly, what platforms do you use? There are free platforms, there are paid platforms. The paid ones have some more cool features a lot of stylists decide to use. So we're going to break that down for you, but you know, it could be just so simple. Your client has a shirt in her closet and she doesn't know what to wear with it. And guess what? I can just build a shoppable board for her all around that shirt, just showing her some different ways that she can build outfits. And that's a really common virtual service. It's not super expensive. It's a great way to start. And
it's so true. And I think that a lot of image professionals will say, no, I can help you with anything. Of course I can. But unless you've painted that vision, unless it's a service that they can see what it is, how much it is, what it looks like what does that service look like? Am I getting a document? Is it a video? You know, is it a product in the mail? What is it? Painting that vision just helps move that person closer to purchase. So kind of from a marketing perspective, further down the funnel to convert. So it's a really good example because it's something that I think every image professional says, of course I can do that. That's easy, yes. But if you want to know how to set up that service, what tools to use, platforms to deliver it super professionally, how to price it, how to market it. And that's an interesting one as well, because in the digital world and certainly during COVID, you're not doing those in-person sessions, so you're taking out travel time. Those in-person services now become really quite high touch. You know, that's you in person, so they should cost more than your virtual services. But we get stylists asking all the time, well, how much? And so there's a pricing strategy involved.
And then of course we're going to in this webinar, we're going to be sharing the virtual service workflow. There really is a very specific flow from the time that you start with a prospective client all the way to the end, and how you resell and you upsell more services. So So yeah, it all ties
Yeah.
in together beautifully. You're not going to want to miss this free webinar. I mean, it is an hour packed with so much information. If you need to get up and running, get some inspiration, get some how do I do this? How do I book in virtual styling and color services during the pandemic? You won't want to miss it. Bring your questions because we'll have live Q&A at the end. And people have attended, stylists have attended, and then afterwards said, oh my gosh, I got so inspired. I applied it and already started applying and selling services after attending that webinar.
Yes, actually, there's heaps of testimonials that Erin and I are sharing on our Instagram pages at the Styling Advisory and Style For, which you'll be able to see just how relevant the information is. Like, you genuinely will walk away and go, great, I've taken my notes. This is what I'm going to do. This is the path forward. But what I will say about the Q&A, Erin is in the US, I am in Australia, and we are providing a webinar and work with stylists around the world. But we know that the times that we've provided are a little hard for particularly people in the UK to attend. So what we thought is this. We've got 3 webinar times that you can select from, and we do the hour session and then we do the half an hour Q&A. What we thought would be really useful for those of you that find those times way too late, you just can't possibly stay up that late or wake up that early. Even if you can just log on, register, and then join us for like 5 minutes. You can type your question and enter, and it will be kept there until the Q&A. We will answer it for you. So even if you just put in brackets, I'm from the UK or South Africa or whatever, and you will then, because you registered, you will get the recording. You'll be able to watch the replay at a time that's convenient, and the answer to your question will be in that recording. So we don't want any of you to miss out if you're outside of a time zone that makes it too hard to join.
But do try to come live. I know some people wait for the replay. Don't wait for the replay. If you can come live, because as you're going through the webinar, you're going to be getting questions. Questions are going to be coming up. We might answer it, but we might not. So if we get to the end and you have that question, oh, but what about this? You gotta give it to us then, so that we can get to it in that Q&A. It's a really special opportunity to basically have a mentoring session with 3 experts who are helping women all around the world do this. In addition to Sarah and I, the amazing Carla Mathis, my mentor, is going to be with us as well. And she just brings, decades of experience in our field. She's a revered pioneer.
And another interesting thing is that Carla started her career doing in-person service. Everything was in person. And she, over the last 10 years, with your guidance, has pivoted online, and she's been able to do it so successfully. So it kind of makes you feel like, okay, regardless of your level of tech ability, your confidence level, everyone can sort of adopt a business model that is more conducive to the current environment that we're in right now, and serve people where they actually are, which is online. So it's a unique opportunity. You've got marketing, you've got styling and education, you've got virtual styling experts. It's going to be great.
Don't miss it. Don't miss it. You got to go save your seat.
Don't delay.
Show up. We only have 100 seats per webinar, and if you get in after that, you're going to miss it. So we want you to save your seat, get in there, and we can't wait to be with you. So if you've watched today, we hope this has just really given you some hope and some inspiration that yes, you can book in clients during a pandemic. After a pandemic, as everything in our digital age is going more and more to technology, that these are some key things that can help you with your success. All right,
beautiful.
We're gonna wrap it up for today. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye, guys.
The link's in the comments.